You look at a mountain and you see an obstacle. I look at a mountain and I see a tunnel. This is the difference between us. This is why you work for a wage, and I built a world. You have spent your life collecting pennies, thinking that if you save enough of them, you will one day be free. You are mistaken. Freedom is not bought with coin. It is seized with a mindset that refuses to accept the world as it is handed to you. You ask me for my secrets. You want to know the alchemy that turns a boatman into a king. You expect me to tell you about stocks or bonds or the price of steel. But those are merely tools. A carpenter does not blame his hammer for a crooked house. The empire is not built in the ledger. It is built in the skull. If you wish to stand where I stand, you must first dismantle the weak, polite architecture of your own mind and rebuild it with iron. The first pillar of true power is the discipline of silence. I watch you in your modern age, shouting your intentions from the rooftops. You announce your plans before you have laid the first brick. You seek validation. You want applause. You are a fool. In my time, silence was not empty. It was a weapon. Information is the only currency that matters, and every time you speak, you are spending it. When I intended to crush a rival, I did not declare war. I did not threaten. I smiled. I let them believe I was asleep. I let them believe I was weak. And while they grew fat on their own confidence, I was moving my pieces in the dark. I learned that the thunder does not hurt you. It is the lightning you never see that kills. If you want to conquer, you must learn to be a void. Let your enemies project their fears and their hopes onto you, but give them nothing back until the moment the trap snaps shut. Keep your counsel. The man who reveals his hand before the final bet has already lost the pot. The second law is the rejection of sentiment. You are burdened by emotions that have no place in the arena. You worry about fairness. You worry about the past. You hold on to mistakes because you have invested time in them. This is the logic of a pauper. I treated every decision with the cold calculation of a steam engine. When a ship was too old, I sold it. When a line was unprofitable, I cut it. When a partner was disloyal, I removed him. I did not hate them. I did not pity them. I simply recognized that they were rust on the machine. You must learn to amputate the infected limb to save the body. If you are holding on to a failing venture because of pride, you are not a businessman. You are a sentimentalist, and the market will eat you alive. Your ego is an expensive luxury. Strip it away. Look at the numbers. Look at the reality. If the bridge is burning, do not try to put it out with your tears. Let it burn and build a new one with stone. Consider the concept of the impossible. To the common man, the impossible is a wall. To the Titan, it is merely a problem of engineering. When I looked at the chaotic, fragmented railways of New York, everyone told me they could not be united. They said the interests were too divided, the geography too difficult, the cost too high. I did not listen to the chorus of the mediocre. I understood that impossible is a word used by small men to justify their inaction. I visualized the system not as it was, but as it must be, and then I applied force, constant, unrelenting pressure. I did not try to go around the mountain. I went through it. You must develop a will that overrides the hesitation of others. When you walk into a room, your reality must be stronger than theirs. You do not ask for agreement. You create an atmosphere where disagreement feels like madness. The world is malleable. It bends to the hand that is hot enough to shape it. Let us speak of the scarcity of trust. You are taught to trust your fellow man. I tell you that trust is a weakness to be exploited. I do not say this to make you bitter. I say it to make you safe. In my long life, the deepest wounds did not come from my enemies. They came from the men who sat at my dinner table. They came from the partners who smiled while they picked my pocket. To think like a billionaire is to understand that everyone acts in their own self-interest. Do not be shocked when they do. Expect it. Plan for it. Build your contracts with chains, not hopes. Structure your alliances so that betraying you is more expensive than remaining loyal. I did not rely on the honor of men. I relied on the leverage I held over them. Do not give away your sword because the war seems over. The war is never over. You must also understand the utility of chaos. Most men fear the storm. They retreat to the harbor when the markets tremble. I sailed into the storm when the panic of '73 struck, when the banks were collapsing and men were weeping in the streets. I did not hoard my gold in fear. I saw the chaos as a ladder. When the price of the world drops, that is the moment to buy the world. While others were paralyzed by the uncertainty of the moment, I was calm, because I knew that order would eventually return, and when it did, I would own the wreckage. You must train your mind to detach from the panic of the herd. When everyone else is selling, you must have the ice in your veins to stand still and look for the opportunity. Ruin for the many is opportunity for the few. Do not let the screams of the crowd drown out the ticking of your own logic. Let us discuss the nature of money itself. You view money as a means to buy comfort. You want the big house, the fine clothes, the admiration of your peers. This is why you will never be truly wealthy. I viewed money not as a reward, but as ammunition. Every dollar in my vault was a soldier. Every million was an army. I did not spend my wealth on frivolities. I deployed it to capture more territory. I used it to starve my competition, to buy the laws I needed, to build the infrastructure that would pay me for 100 years. You consume your capital. I compounded mine. Until you stop seeing money as something to spend and start seeing it as something to wield, you will remain a servant to it. And then there is the solitude. You seek companionship. You want to be liked. You want to be part of the tribe. But the eagle does not fly in a flock. The higher you climb, the thinner the air becomes, and the fewer people can stand beside you. You must make peace with the silence of the summit. To be a leader is to be misunderstood. Your family will call you cold. Your friends will call you distant. The public will call you a monster. Let them talk. They are judging a game they do not understand. You cannot build an empire and remain a friend to everyone. You must choose between being loved and being effective. I chose effectiveness. I walked a lonely path, but I walked it as a king. If you need the validation of others to feel secure, you are not ready for the crown. Consider the relationship between time and mortality. You live as if you have forever. You procrastinate. You wait for the right time. You are spending the only asset you cannot earn back. I operated with a sense of urgency that terrified those around me. I knew that the clock was the only enemy I could not defeat. When I saw an opportunity, I struck with the speed of a viper. Speed is a force multiplier. If you move faster than the market, you control the market. If you move faster than your rival, you define the battlefield. Do not let the sun set on a decision that could be made at noon. Indecision is the rot of the soul. Better to make a wrong decision and correct it than to stand still and be crushed by the wheels of progress. You look at my statue and you see a monument to money. You are blind. It is a monument to the mind. It is a testament to what happens when a man refuses to be a passenger in his own life. You have the same hours in the day that I had. You have the same capacity for reason, but you lack the hunger. You are too comfortable. You are too safe. I suggest you walk out into the cold. I suggest you look at the industry you are in and ask yourself, how do I own the choke point? How do I silence the noise? How do I break the rules that were written to keep me small? The answers are there, waiting for you in the dark, but you must be willing to leave the light of the fire to find them. The empire is not given to the deserving, it is taken by the daring. Now stop dreaming and start conquering.